Hi there, and welcome to Next Paradigm by Odin Lab. If you're new here, or even if you're not, we're diving into some pretty fascinating stuff today. Think energy, how your body actually creates it, uses it, and sometimes burns it out just way too fast. Seriously, it's kind of amazing when you think about it.
And by energy, we're not talking about whether you've had your morning coffee or not. This is bioenergetics, essentially a deep dive into the science of how humans and really all living organisms generate and manage energy. But don't worry, we'll keep it digestible.
Exactly. We're all about peeling back the layers to show you what's really happening inside your body, whether the mainstream talks about it or not.
Right? And that's a critical point. Bioenergetics isn't exactly a household term, but it's at the very core of human biology, literally at the cellular level.
Okay, hold up. Are we about to get into mitochondria being the powerhouse of the cell? Because I feel like I've heard that a million times, but I'm guessing there's a lot more to it.
There is, and I'm glad you brought that up. Mitochondria play a key role, yes, but bioenergetics goes beyond just understanding those organelles. It captures the entire process of how energy is transformed and distributed in the body.
So it's like the how behind why we feel energized,
Or fatigued.
right? Or completely drained, like after back to back Zoom calls.
Exactly. But instead of anecdotes, we're diving into the mechanisms. What influences energy production, what optimizes it, and what practically shuts it down.
And we'll cover the weird and wonderful too, right? Like, this isn't just about sticking to textbook science. We're going to pull in some fun facts, quirky theories, and maybe even challenge a few health myths along the way.
Of course. And we'll always aim to provide actionable insights, things you can actually use to improve how your body functions, whether that's through nutrition, specific habits, or even cutting edge technologies.
Okay, I feel like we're about to uncover some crazy revelatory stuff. Let's dive in.
Absolutely. Let's dive in. At its core, bioenergetics is all about how energy is produced and used in the body. Think of it as a behind the scenes look into the processes that power life itself. It's fascinating stuff.
Wait, like literally powered? Like we're walking, talking energy conversion machines?
Exactly. And the superstars of this process are, drumroll, our mitochondria.
Ah, I knew the mitochondria would show up again. They're always in the spotlight.
They deserve it. They are, after all, the powerhouses of our cells. They take the food we eat, combine it with oxygen, and transform it into the energy currency our bodies use, ATP or adenosine triphosphate, if we're getting technical.
Okay, so mitochondria are like the ultimate energy factories. Got it. But what happens if they're not working right?
Good question. When mitochondria underperform or become dysfunctional, the ripple effects are massive. Basically, your cells don't get the energy they need to operate. That deficiency can lead to inflammation,
Which is like the root of all evil in health terms, right?
pretty much. Chronic inflammation is linked to a whole range of issues, like autoimmune diseases, metabolic disorders like diabetes, even some types of cancer. It's a domino effect that starts with energy inefficiency.
Whoa, so it's like a chain reaction, all from these tiny, unseen processes in our cells?
Exactly. And that's why bioenergetics is so important. It doesn't just help us understand what's going wrong, it shows us how to fix it, focusing on optimizing energy production through lifestyle changes, targeted diets, or even medical interventions can help us reduce inflammation, enhance hormone balance, and support better health overall.
Okay, this makes so much sense now. Like instead of just treating symptoms, we're tackling the root causes at a cellular level?
That's the idea. Chronic disease management doesn't have to be about endless meds to suppress symptoms. If we address the underlying energy issues, we can make real progress, potentially reversing or mitigating conditions altogether.
Wow, it almost feels empowering. Like the more we understand this stuff, the more control we actually have over our health.
Absolutely. Knowledge really is power when it comes to bioenergetics, and there's still so much to explore and discover.
Now that I'm thinking about it, this whole energy thing really comes down to what we put into our bodies, right? Like when I have something heavy like a creamy Alfredo pasta, I feel sluggish for hours. But if I go for something lighter like a fruit smoothie, I feel like I could take on the world. It's wild how much our choices shape how we feel.
That's actually a great starting point. Food is essentially the fuel our bodies rely on to produce energy. But it's not just about what's on the plate, it's about how our bodies process that food into usable energy.
And by process, you mean what exactly?
I'm talking about how our cells break down complex carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. These are the main substrates for energy production in the body. When you eat something, your body metabolizes it, turning it into glucose or fatty acids, which are then used by your mitochondria to generate energy.
Oh, so it's like feeding the mitochondria their favorite snacks?
Kind of, except it's more about giving them a balanced diet. If you overload on simple sugars, your energy might spike and crash. Healthy fats, complex carbs, and proteins work much better for steady energy production.
And what about vitamins? Are they like the bonus points in this whole process?
More like essential tools. Micronutrients like B vitamins, magnesium, and iron are critical for energy metabolism. Without them, even if you're eating the right macronutrients, your body can struggle to create energy efficiently.
So it's not just about the food, it's also about what's in the food.
Exactly. And then there's the role of gut health. A healthy gut microbiome contributes to better digestion and absorption of these nutrients. Poor gut health can really sabotage energy production by blocking the proper breakdown of food.
Wow, so it's kind of like this delicate balancing act. You need the right foods, the right nutrients, and a happy gut to keep the whole system running.
That's a perfect way to put it. And when we focus on optimizing all these factors, what we eat and how our body processes it, we're not just boosting energy, we're also managing chronic conditions by tackling one of their root causes.
So, building on what we talked about with nutrients and gut health, it's got me thinking about this whole clean eating trend we see everywhere, like on Pinterest, Instagram, you name it. Why is it such a big deal? What's really happening in our bodies when we eat this way?
That's a solid question. When we focus on eating whole, unprocessed foods, things like root vegetables, avocados, nuts, it's not just about avoiding junk. It's really about giving the body fuel that's easy to digest and convert into energy efficiently.
Wait, you're saying digestibility is key?
Exactly. Think of it this way: the easier it is for your body to break down food, the less work your system has to do, and that leaves more energy for other processes like healing, maintaining balance, even fighting inflammation.
Wow, so you're saying that by just eating foods our bodies can break down easily, we're like hacking our health at a cellular level?
In a way, yes. When your digestion runs smoothly, it reduces metabolic stress. That means lower inflammation in the body and, quite often, better hormone regulation. It's all connected.
Okay, that makes sense. But let me complicate things here. What about foods that are touted as magic bullets, like probiotics? Where do those fit in?
Probiotics are fantastic too. They help maintain gut health, which plays a giant role in all of this. A healthy gut doesn't just digest food better, it actually supports energy production and reduces systemic inflammation.
Okay, hold up. So our gut is like the unsung hero in this story? I mean, I kind of knew that, but now it feels way more dramatic.
It really is. The gut brain connection, the hormones affected by gut health, it all ties back to the idea that when your energy levels are optimized, so many systems in the body can function better. It's amazing how simple dietary choices can create a ripple effect.
Wow. This makes me want to raid my fridge and rethink everything in it. Who knew my plate could be this powerful? After everything we just said about gut health and digestion being so crucial, it's got me even more curious. But before we dive back into bioenergetics, I have to share something super exciting that ties into this perfectly.
Right. This podcast is brought to you by Odin Labs. If you're living with a chronic condition and struggling to get the help you need, Odin Labs might be able to help.
Yeah, they've got this amazing bioenergetics protocol. It's designed to help unlock your body's potential, kind of like giving your cells a little push in the right direction. And the best part?
You can book a free, no obligation consultation at odinhealthlab.com. That's ODIN healthlab.com.
Seriously, if you're curious, why not check it out?
And see if their protocol is the right solution for you. No harm in exploring your options.
So, speaking of optimizing our health, have you ever had one of those days where you're ready to take on the world, but then, bam, brain fog hits? I used to think that's just how life is, but it turns out sleep might actually be the unsung hero we've been overlooking.
It really is. Sleep isn't just about rest, it's when your body repairs and restores itself down to the cellular level. And yeah, poor sleep can completely derail your energy production.
Wait, like, sabotage it how? Are we talking about waking up groggy, or is there way more happening behind the curtain?
Way more. If your sleep's disrupted, your mitochondria, those tiny powerhouses we keep mentioning, don't recover properly. It creates this ripple effect where you can't make energy efficiently, leading to inflammation and even long term health issues.
Wow, so one bad night is basically like, hello, chaos in my cells.
Exactly. And it's not just random either. Stress, poor diet, too much caffeine, screen time, all of these can throw off your sleep rhythm. And when that rhythm's off, it's harder for your body to hit those crucial recovery stages at night.
Okay, that feels very relatable. So, what do we do? Is this where you recommend that magical sleep stack you've mentioned?
Absolutely. A sleep stack or a combination of targeted supplements can really make a difference. It's designed to calm your mind and relax your body, setting the stage for deep, restorative sleep.
All right, I'm intrigued. What's in this magical mix?
Well, let's start with chamomile. It's great for calming racing thoughts and cutting down on that late night overthinking that keeps so many of us awake. Then there's L-theanine.
L-theanine?
Yeah, it's an amino acid found in tea. It promotes a meditative state by boosting alpha brain waves, which helps you unwind and relax. And then there's magnesium, which is essential for relaxing muscles and calming the nervous system.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dreamy, literally.
It is. And none of these components are addictive or interact badly with other things you might be taking, which makes them safe for long-term use. That's the beauty of sleep stacks. They address the root issues instead of just masking the symptoms.
So instead of like popping a random sleeping pill, this actually works with your body?
Exactly. That's the goal, to support your body's natural ability to recover and regulate energy through quality sleep.
And you're telling me this might solve my constant issue of waking up and still feeling like a zombie?
It absolutely could. Optimizing sleep can be transformative. By supporting your body's recovery processes, you're not only improving energy levels, but also reinforcing your overall health.
Wow. Who knew sleep had so much power? I feel like I need to rethink my entire bedtime routine. Okay, so with sleep being so crucial, it's got me thinking about how everything else ties in, like exercise. I've always thought of it as a chore, a box to tick off. You know, 30 minutes on the treadmill, call it a day. But there's more to it than that, right?
Definitely. The whole 30 minutes a day idea isn't wrong, but it's not the full picture. Our bodies actually thrive on movement throughout the entire day. Historically, humans were in constant motion. We hunted, gathered, built things. Sitting for hours wasn't even an option.
So, our Netflix marathons aren't exactly the same as gathering berries?
Not quite. Long periods of sitting put a huge strain on our metabolic health. When we're inactive, our muscles don't get the signals they need to properly utilize the sugars or carbs we eat, and that can lead to all sorts of energy imbalances.
Wait, so just sitting around messes with how our body processes food?
Exactly. But even something as small as standing up, walking for a couple of minutes, or doing simple stretches can make a difference. These small movements act like little reminders for your body, telling your muscles to stay engaged and use the fuel you've consumed.
Wow, that's such a shift from what we're used to hearing. It's not about sweating buckets at the gym, but keeping your body active in little bursts?
Right. And here's the cool part. When we do this, we're not really focusing on the traditional benefits of exercise, like building muscle or improving cardiovascular health. Instead, we're using movement as a tool to regulate energy more efficiently. It's more like signaling your body than exercising in the way we typically think about it.
That's a pretty wild concept. Exercise, as a signal, it's kind of like telling your body, hey, wake up, time to use this fuel I've been feeding you.
Exactly. And it works especially well when we tend to eat more carbs than our body needs in one sitting. Frequent, small movements help to process those carbs and maintain steady energy levels instead of crashing later.
So instead of napping from a carb coma, just, I don't know, doing a lap around the living room could actually help?
Absolutely. And the great thing is that this doesn't have to be complicated. A quick walk to grab a glass of water, a couple of knee raises while you're waiting for your coffee to brew, it all adds up and keeps your body in motion.
It's kind of freeing, honestly. Like, instead of stressing out over hitting the gym at 6 a.m., we're just looking for ways to keep moving all day long.
Exactly. And over time, these consistent small efforts can have a huge impact on your energy production and your overall health.
Okay, so we've been talking about how movement can signal our bodies to manage energy better, and now you're bringing up bioenergetics. It already sounds like this sci-fi concept, right? But you're saying it's not just about energy production. It's also about fixing how energy and information move through our bodies? That's wild, Alex.
It is fascinating. And that's the beauty of bioenergetics. It considers the body as more than just cells producing and burning energy. It's looking at how information flows within the body, at foundational levels, down to what's called the body field.
Okay, hold on. A body field? What is that?
Think of it as the energetic framework that underpins how our cells and systems communicate. It's a bit abstract, but imagine your body is like a highly complex network of signals. When that network is in sync, everything functions smoothly. When it's out of sync, well, that's when problems show up, like inflammation or even chronic disease.
Wait, so you're saying that when the flow of information in this network gets all tangled up, it can actually make us sick?
Exactly. Things like pollution, stress, or even certain viruses can distort that flow. Imagine trying to stream a movie with buffering. In your body, these distortions disrupt cellular communication, leading to energy drain and often disease.
Whoa, it's like our cells are trying to talk, but the signal keeps cutting out?
That's a good way to put it. And this is where infoceuticals come in. They act as corrective tools that restore balance to this communication network, allowing cells to essentially get back on the same page.
Infoceuticals. Okay, I'm intrigued. What exactly are they? Pills? Patches? Fancy crystals?
Neither of those, actually. Infoceuticals are liquid remedies. But what's unique is that they're imprinted with specific information designed to correct distortions in your body's energy and information flow.
Wait, liquids that carry information? How does that even work?
So, this idea is tied to something called structured water. Basically, water that has unique molecular structuring. Dr. Gerald Pollack's research on what he calls ease water or exclusion zone water shows that structured water can act like a biobattery. It stores and releases energy for your cells to use as needed.
Wait, our body has a biobattery? How did I not know this?
Well, it's not exactly mainstream knowledge yet. But the key idea here is that when infoceuticals introduce corrective information, they help restore this structured water, and by extension, enhance energy transfer at the cellular level.
Okay, so let me get this straight. These tiny little drops are literally rewriting the signals inside our cells?
In a sense, yes. By optimizing cellular communication, they support ATP production, which is your body's main energy currency, and reduce what's known as energy drain. Think of them as tools to help your cells work smarter, not harder.
That's honestly blowing my mind right now.
It's groundbreaking. And the best part is, instead of treating symptoms, infoceuticals address the root distortions, allowing the body to regain balance and optimize energy production naturally.
Okay, I gotta ask, does this mean these little drops can literally help people heal better, fight fatigue, or even prevent disease?
That's the potential, yes. By correcting these distortions, you're enabling your body to function as it's naturally meant to. It's not magic, it's leveraging science at a subatomic level to create real, observable change.
Using science at a subatomic level to enable real change. It's so fascinating, Alex. So far, we've gone from how mitochondria power our cells to how structured water reshapes communication in the body. It's like watching a puzzle piece click into place.
Totally. And if there's one big takeaway for today, it's that energy isn't just about feeling awake or tired. It's the foundation of, well, everything. Your health, your resilience, your ability to heal. It all ties back to how your body produces and manages energy.
Right. And it's not like some distant, unreachable concept either. With simple lifestyle changes, like better sleep, smarter movement, and even paying closer attention to what's on your plate, we can kinda tune into the natural rhythm of our biology and help it thrive.
Exactly. And if we add emerging technologies like infoceuticals to the mix, the potential becomes even greater. It's about restoring balance at the deepest levels so that ultimately we can unlock a healthier, more energetic version of ourselves.
Ah, unlocking potential. Such a satisfying phrase. Anyway, thank you all for joining us on this ride. Bioenergetics may be a little out there at first, but honestly, it kind of feels like it's the key to understanding so much about our bodies.
True. And the more we dig into this science, the clearer it becomes that optimizing energy isn't just about living longer. It's about feeling better day to day. There's real power in understanding how we can work with our biology instead of against it.
Absolutely. So, whether you're diving into food choices, tweaking your bedtime routine, or just standing up a little more often during the day, every small step kind of adds up, right?
It does. And with tools like Odin Labs' bioenergetic protocols, you can take an even deeper dive into unlocking your health potential. Just remember, it's all about progress, not perfection.
And with that, we're wrapping it up. Thanks so much for tuning in to Next Paradigm. Stay curious, stay informed, and don't stop exploring what's possible with your health.
And don't forget to check out odinhealthlab.com for your free consultation. Who knows? This might just be the start of something transformative.
On that note, take care, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.